Let's head into the papers now, see what the headlines are across Nigeria. I have with me from the University of Lagos, Dr. Dane Kere, as well as our in-house analyst, Obani Akinwale. Gentlemen, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Nice to see you both. Great.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Let's begin from Daily Trust newspaper now. Daily Trust is where we start from, and it says, APC crisis deepens as court suspends Oshiomhole and party appoints Ajimobi as deputy chair. Okay, that's a Daily Trust. From there, let's go to the Blueprint newspaper. And it says, riot police take over APC secretariat, and Oshiomhole's suspension sparks off leadership crisis. And party chair doesn't honor court orders. Mustafa is saying this. Will comply. APC is replying. And names Ajimobi, Bulama, others, party officials. Edo chapter or Baseki jubilate. Okay. That's what we see on the front page of the Blueprint. Daily Times is next. More trouble as court suspends Oshiomhole, orders him to step aside as APC national chairman. We will respect court order on ex-Edo governor, as APC is saying this. Okay. From there, let's go to the News Direct. News Direct talks about something else. Serap others sue reps over plan to spend 5.04 billion naira on 400 exotic cars. Okay, this is resurfacing again. That's what you see on the front page of News Direct. Now, gentlemen, the crisis rocking the ruling party when it has to do with the face-off between the governor of Edo State and the national chairman are taking new dimensions. And a lot of people are saying this is not even about APC as a party yet. This is not even about Oshiomhole as the national chairman. This is not about those things. It goes beyond there to talking about the culture, the political culture of the difference between what the rules of the constitution of the party states and what is being practiced. Let me start with you, Obani, on this. I wonder what you see when you see all this drama playing out.
First of all, let me state clearly that if we're not careful in these countries, some unconstituted or illegal or association will destroy our polity. And I am directly saying this because the governors or the Nigerian Governors Forum or whatever forum is being called will destroy the body politics very soon.
The governors?
Yes. You
Why
could remember vividly during President Jonathan's term, the NGF was so powerful that they want to determine how to share the excess crude account money. You remember vividly well then that when they want to determine who was supposed to be the Senate president, Governor Senator Bukola Saraki, as the NGF president, determine who becomes what. You remember 1619 during Amechi, Jonah Jang era, is the same governors forum. And at this current set of governors forum, they are becoming like emperors. And for every political party, either APC or PDP, governors want to determine what happens in the party. Yes, by the virtue of the constitution of the parties, governors are members of NEC. But some governors are still licking their wound because of the person of Oshiomhole. Governors, ex-governors like Governor Abikunle Amosu, ex-governors like Governor of Zamfara State, ex-governors like Rotimi Amechi, and some of them like Okorocha, some of them that Oshiomhole insisted that the party supremacy must play out. And ever since then, you could remember the spokesperson or the DG of the Governors Forum issuing a statement out insulting the person of the chairman of the political party that he said is their Governors Forum rep. So for me, yes, there is no doubt you talk about the activism and the labor's blood running in the comrade governor's blood. But notwithstanding, what are the substantial issues? I had to go through the constitution of APC yesterday, which says that the suspension or expulsion of any party member, I think Article 28 or thereabout, says will be ratified by the National Working Committee or the NEC. And also, if it's an executive of the party, it has to be adopted by the Board of Trustees. So, again, our judiciary needs to be treated cautiously. Because if judiciary says Oshiomhole is suspended, what happens to the chairman of the party in Edo State that was also suspended by the State Working Executive Committee, and they are recommending to the state? So in this country, if we're not careful, the judiciary sometimes You don't want to say whether they are probate and reprobate at the same time.
Okay.
Different laws at different times. So we need to be careful.
Okay, Dr. Kerry, I wonder what you see at the core of this issue. Two strong personalities who have worked together in the previous 8 years administration of Adams Oshiomhole, who understand each other on one-on-one as leaders, who should be assisting to move Edo State forward, are at loggerheads to the level where it is taking a hit on the party. What do you think is at the core of this?
Maybe because they know themselves too well, like you said. You know, so.
But knowing each other too well should enhance the working relation.
In some cases, it could equally break the relationship.
Okay.
Because if I know you to be too greedy and all of that, you know, there could be someone that, you know,
are you saying there's greed somewhere?
You never can tell. Okay. Maybe ego and all the things at play. You never can tell. Perhaps somebody wants to, you know, be superimposing, or one wants to assert
some level of independence.
Yeah. So, but more interestingly, we should be careful about how we carry on as if we are the state. You know, when you find people in positions, they behave as, sometimes you hear, I will pay. I would do as if it is their father's estate. You know, so those are the kind of languages, and it is playing out in practically everywhere. The state is Edo State in question. And Oshiomhole is just a member. Obaseki is just a member. Now, when you look at the total population of the place, these two people are even, they are inconsequential. They can be done away with. Are you getting it? But yet, they are carrying on as if they are the state themselves. And you can see where it has brought, because it's practically affecting governance. It's equally affecting even the party in power itself. Because we're talking about the chairman of a party that is the ruling party. A lot of crisis. So I am thinking that the time has come for even the people themselves to begin to realize that they own a stake, a higher stake, than those who create all these problems. Because as we speak, you find people aligning with this, aligning with that, and meanwhile, they don't even know what is happening. In most cases, they don't even benefit. You know, the few who will be benefiting might just be somewhere, but most of the people who this madness of the many for the gains of the few, we must begin to learn how to, you know, carry on. Because you find people who will be doing all of this without truly understanding what the issues are.
What the core issues are.
Yes, they don't. You know, so I think that even Oshiomhole and the governor himself should recognize that the time has come for them to respect themselves and carry on with the assignment they have been given in a manner that befits the polity. All
right. We have to leave it here now. Dr. Daniel Kerry, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.
Obani Akinwale, thank you very much.
It's time to take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. I have with me in the studio lecturer from the University of Lagos, Dr. Daniel Kerry, and in-house analyst, Obani Akinwale. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. All right, we head straight to the papers now, and I begin with the Daily Trust. APC crisis deepens as court suspends Oshiomhole. Party appoints Ajimobi as deputy chair. On the front page of the Blueprint, riot police take over APC secretariat as Oshiomhole's suspension sparks of leadership crisis. Party chair doesn't honor court orders. Mustafa will comply. APC. Edo chapter Obaseki jubilate, names Ajimobi, Bulama, orders party officials. And on the front page of the Daily Times now, more trouble as court suspends Oshiomhole, orders him to step aside as APC national chairman. We will respect court order on ex-Edo governor, APC. To the news, direct court suspends Oshiomhole as APC chairman. PRO anti-Oshiomhole protesters clash. Police take over APC National Secretariat. Oshiomhole defying court order on suspension, Vice Chairman APC. Edo APC celebrates suspension. To the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, APC in turmoil as court suspends Oshiomhole. Police seal off party secretariat. Oshiomhole files for stay of execution. APC pledges to respect order. Obaseki hails court order. Ajimobi named deputy chairman. Bulama upstages Gaydom as acting secretary. And finally, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, COVID-19 review of 2020 budget likely, says federal government. NCDC gets 935 million naira to battle virus. U.S. testing EWU's drug. Lawan decries Abuja Center. Gentlemen, I'm certain you will be interested at discussing this story on the front page of the Nation newspaper, talking about a likely review of the budget because of COVID-19, that's coronavirus. We know that the impact across the world concerning coronavirus has been a whole lot, especially economically and otherwise. And it seems Nigeria might be taking the knocks, looking at the fact that our budget is always based on oil prices, and there seems to be a drop from our benchmark was $57 per barrel, but right now it sells as $53 per barrel, and that seems to be the reason why the government is looking at a possible review. Let's get your reaction, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Obani.
I am shocked that federal government could think about reviewing the budget based on the drop in the pump price. And I will base my fact on premise that, one, I look at the percentage of drop in the oil price, which is about 53 to 55 based on the benchmark. It's something of about 0.003 or thereabout. And I was looking at the wastages we have at the National Assembly to buy Jeeps and to buy the luxurious 2020 model Camry. I was thinking that in Sena Climb and other nations, people save for this kind of activity. Then again, I look at how much was budgeted for presidential trip and the villa this year. I think in the Sena Climb, these are the things that you look at. How do you review a budget when you are in the year and you have increased the tax, you have increased company tax by a certain amount? I was thinking that the so-called cabal at the presidency were so invisible when they have removed all agencies of government from the south. The master DG has been removed, replaced by a northerner. MPA, Revenue Agency, headed by a northerner. Custom, headed by a northerner. FIRS, headed by a northerner.
But
NEDA.
are these the issues?
So there are issues because I expect that there is ingenuity in selecting these head of agencies. You remember, when those those guys were heading the agencies, what they were doing is that to take us out of recession. We should remember that 2014 we slipped into recession. 2015, these are the couple of guys that help us redrive our revenue generation agencies and brought us out of that conundrum. Now, what I'm thinking now is that we have brought in experts into these revenue generating agencies, and I think they should deploy their acumen or their health experience to ensure that we don't unnecessarily, like him or hate him, economic recovery growth plan from the man from the corporate, the former senator, was what we are planning. You've removed him, you've brought somebody else to help Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. And I believe that that person has the capacity. So now coming back to us to tell us that because of $2 drop in, what happened when we were selling at 65? Are we going to refund the money back to Nigerians? There is a possibility of a midterm review. Are we going to refund the one we had over excess in the account to people? Do you know how much they said have been debited from the excess account in less than a few months? So the federal government should stop playing to the gallery and they should allow the experts that are manning our revenue generating agencies to do the magic. Let's
get Dr. Kerry's view to this. Is the government playing to the gallery or just taking precautionary steps? We know that China is a major buyer of our oil.
Yeah, that's correct.
And now they are facing a challenge. Shouldn't we take precaution?
Yeah, this is actually affecting, it's a global issue. It's
Absolutely.
Affecting a lot of countries. You know, don't forget that China has become a global economic power, and this particular challenge happening, spreading from China to many other parts of the world, is affecting global economy. And if we must address issues, we should be a bit more holistic in our approach. Yes, so that we don't just look at it from the point of view of the budget, particularly the benchmark. You have equally increased VAT. That's another, income generating measure. Then you should as well think of your spendings. When you want to review the budget, is it about trying to reduce, the kind of expenditure you are going to incur, or is just about the benchmark you want to? Because I don't really have that detail, whether what they want to do is a comprehensive review, or it's just something that has to do with the benchmark with respect to what is happening in the oil economy. And It's been quite some years now. There have been this issue of diversification of
the
economy,
economy.
and yet emphasis is still in oil. We still have challenges with mineral resources all over the country, and yet nobody is tapping there except for a few individuals.
Perhaps right now we need to be looking inwards.
Yeah, so let's be a bit more comprehensive so that we address issues from the root. Not from the symptoms, you know, so that we'll be able to get to a point where it will be convenient for all of us. And again, we have a lot of those revenue generating agencies. I think we should have a lot of interest in those areas too.
All right, let's leave it here now because we need to move on. Thank you, gentlemen, for your contribution on the newspaper review.
Into the papers now, see what the headlines are. And I have with me in the studio Dr. Daniel Kere from the University of Lagos, as well as Obani Akinwale, one of our analysts right here. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay, let's start from Daily Trust this morning. Daily Trust is where we start from on our papers now. APC crisis deepens as court suspends Oshiomhole. Party appoints Ajimobi as deputy chair. You find that on the front page of the Daily Trust. Now, Blueprint says riot police take over APC secretariat as, you know, Oshiomole's suspension sparks off leadership crisis. And party chair doesn't honor court orders. Mustafa is saying this. Will comply. APC saying this. And Edo chapter of Baseki jubilate. Names Ajimobi, Bulama, others as party officials. You find that on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Daily Times is where we go next, and it's talking about the same thing. More trouble as court suspends Oshiomhole, orders him to step aside as APC national chairman. We will respect court order on ex-Edo governor, as the APC is saying this. All right, from the Daily Times, let's go to News Direct. And he says court suspends Oshiomhole as APC chairman. And pro-anti-Oshiomhole protesters clash. Police take over APC National Secretariat, and Oshiomhole defying court order on suspension. Vice chairman of the APC saying this. And Edo APC celebrates suspension. Okay. From this, let's go now to the Guardian newspaper that is talking about something different. Government may review 2020 budget over coronavirus. And vaccine underway as global economy loses $50 billion, and WHO urges production of more protective items. Senate laments poor preparation against virus in Abuja, and repent, seek forgiveness, JNI tells the public. Okay, all right. That's what you see on the front page of The Guardian. Now, the Nation newspaper is the last one now we're seeing. COVID-19, review of 2020 budget likely, says federal government. And NCDC gets 935 million naira to battle virus. U.S. testing EU's drug. Lawan decries Abuja center. Okay, that's what you see on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Now let's come back to the issues of the crisis in the APC. Now, a lot of people have said that the political space is the superstructure. That is what controls everything that anybody is and would be in a country. The policies of a government will make things well, the well-being of the people well or not. Now, you have seen one of the headlines here says, okay, I think that's on the Blueprint, riot police take over APC secretariat. One will say, in Nigeria, things happen as if there is war every time. And all of that. There are protests, pro and anti-protest, and all of that. The Constitution is clear when it comes to how to suspend any officer from the top to the bottom, and there are steps to exhaust before all of that. Dr. Ekere, when it comes to building our political culture, are we on track when you see a ruling party, because the ruling party leads that building of political culture, how they do it or how they don't do it?
Thank you, Mike. My worry is that you'll be talking about building a political culture. But what culture? Culture based on what? I'm seeing us just rehearsing a culture that is not ours, as far as politics is concerned. You know, we tend to, celebrate this idea of democracy, for instance. How democratic are we? You know, because you are copying a system which you now celebrate as the best, and you don't have the temperament to practice it. in other climes, those who actually, practice this system, they do it right to their homes. It is more like a lifestyle, because when you look at the way democracy operates, it is a system that is like a temperament, it's like, a mechanism that you can apply in different, governments, forms of government. Do we have that temperament? Will you engage even your 18-year-old child, and you want the child to take decisions, perhaps when those decisions are totally away from what you want and you expect,
But in the spirit of democracy.
Yeah, so I did think is that you should be able to allow such people to take, but we don't do that. Okay. And yet when it comes to politics, we want to copy a system without necessarily, try to align it with our own reality. Okay. So it's a challenge, really.
Well, because of time, we have to, grind it up somehow. But, Obani, a lot of people have said that this crisis, the president would have waded in somehow to prevent it from degenerating.
Yeah, in 2015, the president belongs to nobody, belongs to everybody. In 2019, the president told us that if you want to see me, go to Abakari. If you want to see me as a minister, go to SGF. So the president has handed over the operation of Mr. President to him. And sincerely yours, at the moment, the president is not leading the party as the leader of the party. And all this scheming that we are seeing is not only about Akeredolu or Obaseki, it's a scheming towards 2023. And the governors forum, APC and PDP are all fingered in this. See, APC is coming now. Very soon we'll see what's happening in PDP. But I can tell you that Oshiomhole will not go down without fighting. He's a fighter. And I'm appealing to Mr. President that he needs to stand up as the leader of the party. But the other reason of it is that will an Ajimobi be on the panel in APC and the Akeredolus of this world will have their way? Okay. Let's see how it plays out. And Oshiomhole will go for stay of execution. And the same, again, judiciary needs to be careful. Okay. Because if you want to become anything in Nigeria now, create a rancor in the party, go to the court, and the court will declare you as a winner. Okay. So we have to be very, very careful.
All right. Thank you very much, Obani Akinwale, for your time. Dr. Danny Kere, thank you very much.